What's going on, guys? Noob Striker here from Uncharted, bringing you our latest war recap. And this was actually our first war, being a level 5 clan. And it was also the first war that we had where it was actually mismatched in our favor. And you can kind of see the outcome of that. They somewhat tried. They knew there was not really any hope. So let's look at attacks. They 3-starred 3 of our bases. We 3-starred all but 3 of theirs. Average destruction 98%, so that's extremely high. And then honestly, the only ones that kept us from the perfect war were number 1. I hit it first, and there was literally 1 hit left on the last defensive building, and then I think I had enough troops left for cleanup, but I did a GoWiWi with back-end hogs, and the last hog died right before it took out the cannon. So that 1 defense was just enough to wreck the rest of the attack. And then Best just ran out of time. And then on number 2, he had 1 defense left. Then on 3, Psych has been bringing just straight up GoWiWi, nothing back end or anything. And it's actually been working pretty well for him. Granted, these bases we've been seeing are really bad lately. But this one, it just fizzled out towards the end, which is what you expect to happen with GoWiWi. So that's what Psych hit number 4. As I mentioned, it's going to be just a straight up GoWiWi attack. This is a really bad base, too. I was thinking of doing like a GoWiWi with back end loons just because it's a lot safer just going from the bottom left, and then the loons will just absolutely wreck the second half of that base. You just have to wait for the queen along with the air defenses, or go Valo just because those attacks are fun. But I don't think anybody in our clan has super high Valks. So he's got GoWiWi from the bottom right. I like how he drops 2 golems first, and I think he actually staggered his last golem just a little bit, just so that way you can get it farther into the base for sure, because golems lately have been loving to just run around randomly. Just took some wizards in his clan castle. He's already used 3 out of 4 of his spells, and he still hasn't even taken the CC out, so I honestly don't know how he had enough of a tank left to 3-star this base, but he did. His golems and wizards must have just pathed perfectly, because that was not ideal, having to use that many spells before the clan castle even went down. But you see right there, he just heals his golems up just to keep them alive longer, and to mainly what I think it's for is to protect those wizards from the splash damage, because they're getting popped by 2 different mortars right now, and once you lose the wizards, you can kiss any chance of this attack being a 3-star goodbye. He gets kind of lucky right there. That cannon locks onto that wizard, so that cannon at the top is just sitting with minuscule, God, I can't talk, amount of health. So once he gets to it, it's going to go down pretty much a hit from anything. Even a golem could take it down. So right now, he's still looking pretty good. Having both of those witches right now, they're creating enough skeletons to keep that cannon off of the witches themselves. This golem right here is about to break through that wall with the wizard behind it. And then I think this wizard actually hits a giant bomb here in a minute. I think the witches do too. I don't remember though. So the golem's going to that last cannon, like I said, a very small amount of health. Oh yeah, wizard got spring trapped, and witch hit the giant bomb. So at this point he's only got left a golem, a witch, and 2 archers. So it was definitely a close raid, but you expect that with GoWiWi when you're hitting semi-decent Town Hall 9s, but still a good attack psych. Saves me and Best from having to use an attack on that. This base, for some reason, it actually gave us problems. I'm not sure why, but it did. People just weren't sure how to hit it, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll bite the bullet. I'll take it. I did a surgical, semi-surgical, that is, somewhat surgical, shattered GoHo on it. Just get the lure with 3 hogs. I just wanted to make sure I got it. And then I dropped the poison spell because they had nothing but wizards and archers. which is freaking retarded because you can just kill it. I mean, it takes a little bit of time, but you can just completely kill it and not have to do anything at all, but just drop a few troops to get them out. So I drop a giant followed by 2 hogs, and then same thing on that bottom left side. And it's just crazy how much value you can get out of just a few hogs. I mean, these aren't going to take out as much because the queen's shooting them. And then the hogs on the top left actually take down 3 defenses before dying. Drop the golems. That max golem, I don't know what it was thinking, but it decided it wanted to walk all the way around the entire base. So I even drop a couple wizards behind it just for support. King aggroes onto the enemy queen. She's just level 1, but still might as well take her out just for safety. Then I kind of do like an Asian wall down here with a good amount of my hogs. First heal spell goes down, just leading him into it. The second heal spell, I knew I had plenty of heal spells for this base, so I was like, yeah, I'm just going to drop a heal spell for all of my kill squad, which isn't really ideal, but I wanted to keep them alive because they're going to make the rest of the raid smoothly. So another giant goes down, or 2 more giants actually, and then just a few hogs followed on each of those corner compartments just to get a nice funnel, or not really a funnel, just to control the pathing for the hogs, because I didn't want those hogs to go all the way out to each one of those corners because it could have been close on time. That'd be that much longer. They get hit by the defenses. But at this point, the last defense goes down, then just a little bit of cleanup goes down, and neither golem popped. Hogs everywhere. Both heroes virtually untouched. So yeah. I did that type mainly because they were like, surgical won't work on that. I'm like, guys, that base is horrible against surgical, and it was. I'm positive any Town Hall 9 with level 4 hogs could do that. So this is Space Dragloon versus their number 6, their top Town Hall 8. He comes in from the bottom left, and this is actually one of Space's first wars back with us. He'd been on a break for a little while. I like how he used the king to help with that funnel. And then the poison spell goes down. All the troops just running into it. It for sure takes out every archer. And then it's working on the wizards right now. Then just one little breath from that dragon takes out the rest of those wizards. Drops the heal spell, leading those dragons and the balloons into the core. The balloons get into the core right here. Like, this was just a really efficient attack. He only had 8 dragons, which makes me nervous when I see them with lower amounts of dragons, but they stayed alive really well, and the balloons actually did good also. And then this last air defense up here, the dragons are actually going to take out. Yeah, I think he only lost 3 dragons maybe the entire raid. I think. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So yes, at this point he has lost 3 dragons, and he still has all of his max loons alive. And that's honestly ideal. If you can keep those loons alive towards the end of the raid, it's more than likely going to be a 3-star. So yeah, just a little bit of cleanup from there. Nice attack space. See how we're doing on time. Okay, 8 minutes. Yeah, we're good. Let's watch King Ray's attack on number 7. I think he just did a straight up hog attack. Obviously, lure the clan castle. Oh, this was the one he did the weird lure. Thought he wasn't going to get the lure at first. Okay, let's watch this. So he starts to try to lure the clan castle with a giant. He should have known that a level 4 giant does not have anywhere near enough hit points to get the full lure, but that's whatever. So he has to waste a few hogs right here. What I would have done, I would have dropped a giant and then just 3 hogs. That's the ideal lure, because it will get pretty much every single lure for the most part. For sure every Town Hall 8 lure, and most Town Hall 9s unless they just completely centralize. But he finally gets them all bunched up. Archers go down like it's nothing. Just has to wait a little bit for those wizards to go down. Then he just does a single finger drop with the hogs, which I guess that's actually good for this base, because you know where they're going to go. They're going to go to that mortar and archer tower next. So the pathing's easy to predict, but sometimes if you do the single finger drop, then the pathing is just too unpredictable. Your hogs will split really weird, and you won't be able to heal them, and it's just not ideal. But on this base, the actually works really good because it's pretty obvious where they're going to go. I like that drop of the CC hogs on that back mortar. Maybe could have came down a little bit earlier just to keep the hogs from even pathing that way at all. But still, I like that a lot. Just controlling them. they stayed together really well, and his heal spell placements were on point too. He has so many hogs left at the end of this raid, and he just got his level 3 hogs also. So expect plenty of hog raids from King Ray in the future. I mean, just look at all the hogs left, and he's just now dropping his king and 7 wizards for cleanup. He didn't even need him though. I mean, those hogs are just gonna wreck everything. Look at all those hogs left. Gosh. Okay, I'll put it on ×4. So nice attack, man. So yeah, poison spell is extremely OP. It's like, what's that? Witches and wizards are the best clan castle troops for defense? I know, let's make a spell that makes them completely worthless. Shout out to Supercell. Okay, this is Banks hitting number 8. Dragloon, I think he goes from the top left. Just stay behind that sweeper. Let's see. Gosh, he took out this base in a minute and a half. He might actually be top right. I don't remember. Gosh. He legit took out that entire base in a minute and 25 seconds. So yeah, it goes from the top right, gets a really nice spread with the dragons. The way the air defenses are set farther back, it's okay to spread them out like that because the dragons will get through all of that before even having to deal with anything hitting them. And I like how he saved three or so dragons for that last little push. So once the first line gets cleared, you kind of have just like your kind of funnel created. You can drop those last dragons and make them stay together with the main pack. Loons come down. I think the loons were a little bit off, just a tad bit, because they're gonna basically just fly around and not kill anything. They're too busy redirecting. They're finally getting to their first defense. And honestly, the dragons were the MVP on this one. I mean, the loons get a little bit of cleanup on the outside, but the dragons take out all the air defenses on this one. Good spell placement. So his dragons are just now getting out of the rage. So they've got those 2 buildings to go down, the 2 high hit point buildings to go down, and then they're going to go straight to that air defense. And after that, it's game over. So he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dragons left, and his loon. So that's not bad with how wide of a deployment he went with his dragons, and didn't even get to use the poison spell. All right, let's see number 9. Banks again. Is this a good base or not? That's a bad base. Sorry, Banks. We're just going to show one attack from you. I'm going to show both the Big White Dynamo's attack this war, though, because he was on point. Big White just now, just recently, got to Town Hall 8, within the past, 2 days. And he actually 3-starred 2 Town Hall 8s this war that were 10, that was the first attack on it, and with 11, I think he was the 3rd or 4th attack. So good job, man, coming in there and cleaning up that base with basically a Town Hall 7. So let's see what he does here. I would imagine he's going to go behind the sweeper. Yep, he does his dragon deployment a little differently than Banks, where Banks just likes to spread them all out first thing. Big White actually starts the funnel with a few dragons and then just creates that funnel for his main push to go inside. So it's I guess it's personal preference. They're both really effective. I love that loon drop now, so that way as soon as that archer tower goes down, boom, loon straight into the core. Good rage to take out the clan castle troops and to get those balloons pulled inside. He heals. That heals basically, it's helping the loons, but it's mainly working on those drags. And at this point, he's still got a crap ton of dragons left. They're about to go. The splash damage, it went down. I thought the splash damage was going to get the sweeper and that air defense. He's got that dragon on rage hitting the town hall, so it goes down really fast. The last 2 air defenses go down almost at the exact same time, and from there it is just cleanup. So he didn't have a whole lot of dragons left. He's got 4 left. But when you're hitting Town Hall 8s with level 2 dragons, it's not the easiest thing to pull off. So nice attack, man. Alrighty. Number 11 is also Big White. What else is there? Was that a Town Hall 8 too? I don't think it was. There's no way it was. Gosh. So there are only 2 Town Hall 7s in that war. Or 3. Sorry, my math sucks. Alright, so we got Big White again. What was kind of tricky about this base was the core was massive. I mean, any ground attack probably would have destroyed this base, but our low Town Hall 8s and Town Hall 7s are strictly drag attackers. So just the layout actually caused a few problems because you don't want to face the sweeper head on, but if you don't face the sweeper head on, then you're gonna have to deal with those air defenses really late into the raid. So it's a weird setup, and it actually, I mean, it kind of worked as bad as it was. So he goes with the more of a line deployment this time, and less of a funnel. He still creates the funnel, but it's a little bit less of a funnel created, which you don't really have to. You just got to take out those high hit point buildings, and he doesn't really hit the sweeper straight on, but he's definitely gonna have to deal with the sweeper, and the sweeper was what caused a lot of problems against this one, and the late CC aggro because the CC troops don't come out until you're already in range of all the air defenses. So those balloons are finally getting to work around. And the sweeper actually helped it, redirected them to that first air defense. I love that rage right there on those balloons. And they take out the first air defense. The second air defense is down from the dragons. The race boat just ended on that town hall, so it's going to be close. Oh, look at that clutch dragon. Oh, man. Oh, gosh, look at that clutch dragon. That dragon right there for the win. So all the air defenses are down. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dragons left. So yeah, it's crazy just how much just minute details can just completely change an entire raid. Because it's not like we had just bad attackers hitting it. It's just if one thing just doesn't go exactly right, a dragon goes weird, or just anything, it can just screw up the entire raid. But good job cleaning that base up, man. Nice job with the perfect war. Alright, anything else exciting down here? Nope. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to show. I guess we'll show what they did to our bases. They did not. Yeah, they didn't attack that much. And so our 7 and 8 were anti-3-star bases. And I guess they looked at it and were like, that's weird. I'm not going to attack that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next recap. Stay frosty.